Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's doing well. So today I'm going to be doing a flip through of the baby journal that I've been making for my friend Kim. I am a little bit late in getting this to her, unfortunately, but it's not too far after the baby was born, just a couple of days. So I did record audio for this, but for some reason it didn't record, so I'm just doing a bit of a voiceover for this one as well. So you can see here the front cover. I've designed it so that it's a frame so that Kim can put her photo in if she likes. So this template will fit in a standard 4x6 inch photo. So what she can do is pop this on the front of a photo if she gets one printed out, and then just cut around it, and then it just slots back into the frame at the top. There is also a secondary image for the front cover, so if you've seen the assembly videos that I've been putting up, you'll see that there is a hedgehog image as well. So if she doesn't want to put a photo in, she can just use either the rabbit or the hedgehog as well. And the frame is just embossed with silver embossing powder. Again, I've got a video showing all of that. So we can see here, I'm just measuring the journal to show how big it is. So it's roughly about 8.5 inches tall by just over 6 inches wide. And then I think it's 3.5 inches deep. So it is quite a hefty journal, and it is quite weighty as well. So I embellished the corners with some silver book corners. So I did that on the front cover, and there's also an inside flap, which I've done them on as well, so I can show you that. Also on the spine here, I added ledges so that it looked like a sort of aged book, which I've done on the other flap as well. And then I edged it with lace, and then I've also added these sort of strings with some beads on it. I don't know, I kind of got like abacus vibes from it, and obviously because it's for a baby, obviously not this century, but you know what I mean. It's it just seemed like something that was quite cute for that. And then the majority of the cover is this really nice fabric that I found, and it's a second layer, so there is another layer of fabric underneath this, but that was really there just to kind of stop you seeing what I'd used for hinges and things like that. So it was just really kind of to make sure that it looked a little bit better from the outside. And then you can see here, these are the ledges that I've added on this flap as well. So I've just used a piece of lace which is glued around the journal as the closure on this one. And then inside, so this is the first half of the journal, and this is essentially the junk journal side of it, so it's more kind of for the scrapbooking. So I've added some lace just in front of each signature, so there's a piece of lace in between all of the 3 signatures, one at the front that you can see there, and one at the back as well. So those are just there really to finish off the look of it, really. And also I wasn't quite happy with how it looked just as is, so I wanted to make sure that it just looked as nice as it could. So throughout the journal I edged a lot of the pages with lace, and then I also included some tea-dyed paper as well, and this is obviously space for Kim to journal on, and then I also added a lot of pockets and things. So with this book, obviously it's there to fill with memories and things like that. So obviously if there's anything in here that Kim doesn't want to use and kind of wants to replace with her own things, that's absolutely fine. There's a little folder which I've briefly shown so far, but I will go into that in a bit more detail. But that's really where Kim can kind of store any of these bits and bobs, so that she can use it for her own kind of purpose, for anything she wants to put in the pockets. So there's lots of space throughout the book, and that space is spaces for journaling, there's spaces for sticking photos in or just adding little bits. And again, like this little pocket here, this can be filled with anything, doesn't necessarily need to be this little tag. And obviously, if she doesn't want these and she doesn't want to put them in the folder, totally fine to throw them away. It's just kind of there to look pretty until she starts using it herself, kind of thing. Also, these kits are from my porch prints. I literally just searched like baby in their shop on Etsy. So if you are interested in finding this kit, just literally pop into their shop, search baby, and then you'll see there's a few kits. So I think this is a digital kit in terms of the paper. I think there's a separate ephemera kit, which all of these little goodies have come from. And then the baby book that's at the back, which I'll show you later on in the video, that is its own kit as well. So that's more of kind of like a documenting type section of the book. So again, same sort of deal with this stuff. These are obviously journaling cards, so hopefully these will be of use to Kim. But anything she doesn't want, she can just shove in that folder or throw away. So I also added some of this paper, which is mulberry paper, I think. So it's paper that's like handmade, and it's had like leaves and things in the mix of when it's being handmade. So because of the type of paper this is, I don't think it's probably wise to write on it. So generally throughout the book, I've used the mulberry pages to kind of stick things to, like pockets and things like that, or clip over an envelope like this. And this is just really to make sure that the page kind of stays intact, but it is still useful in the book as well. And then you can see there that I added some little charms to the paper clips that I've put into the book. So I used a little split ring, and then just added a baby charm. All of the baby charms I got from either Amazon or AliExpress. The beads that you can see on these tassels here that I'm holding, those are from Amazon. So it's like a little bead set. And then I just wanted to kind of make sure I was adding beads to and charms to all these little ties, just to kind of give it a little bit more embellishment as well, because it looks nice at the bottom where you can see the charms. Okay, so I don't know what I was talking about there because I was talking for a long time. So here is just a tuck spot. So it's open both at the top and the bottom, so Kim can either use what's there or take these out and tuck other things in there as well. And then there's a cute little envelope at the top there with another clip with a charm on it. And there's nothing in this envelope. Some of them have things in, some of them don't. But generally it's just stuff like little tags and little journaling cards and things like that. So again, just a bit of journaling space on the right hand side, and a bit more mulberry paper. I think this is where I was talking about writing. Yeah, just did the hand movement, and just explaining why I've used these pages to stick things on. So again, just another journaling place page, and then another page with lots of little pieces of ephemera as well, all stuffed in there. Okay, and then here is some really pretty paper that I found in my stash that I literally don't know how long it's been there for, so I thought with the colour scheme it would be a pretty perfect place to put it. So I added a few of those into the book, so I think there's one per signature. And then here is the other side of the paper bag, which again can be kind of stuffed with literally anything. And then again, lots of journaling space, lots of places to stick things. So here you can see this is where I've lined the inside of each signature with some lace, just to kind of give it a nicer finish. So I'm just literally flipping through the pages probably a little bit quicker now. Just showing you all the little pieces of ephemera that I've popped in here. And again, these are all kind of journaling places and things like that. And then you can see there's a cute little I love you charm on the lace there. So throughout the signatures I've tried to include lots of really cute little silver charms. And again, they're like kind of safety pinned to the lace. So basically they can be moved around or removed, literally however Kim likes. And then here I've just made a tiny little notebook. So there's a little fold card, and I just sewed in some tea-dyed paper, and then behind it is a large journaling card as well. So again, more journaling space, places for Kim to stick things, and more of the little charms that are pinned to the side. So I'm just showing you what's inside the envelope here. So again, just another couple of journaling cards, a tag with a pocket. I don't really know what she would use the tickets for, because as far as I'm aware, Kim's never had a junk journal before, and I think I introduced her to the concept of them, so this will be quite a new experience for Kim as well. So what I did do when I made the journal was I did a really quick 5-minute video just as a kind of mini hints and tips guide to how to use the journal. Here also there's a bookmark which she can move literally anywhere in the book, and I've just kind of done it in the same style as the ones on the outside of the spine, with the movable beads like the abacus thing. So yeah, I mean, I didn't really go into too much depth in the video that I sent to Kim. Really it was just kind of to explain about the front photo frame, how that can be used, and just a little bit about what the kind of junk journaling side of things were, kind of like a scrapbook there for you to literally store anything that you want, memories and things. And then the second part is more for logging, just like monthly things, which I'll kind of show you in a little bit more detail when we get to it. So I think this is the middle of the last signature, and then I'll be able to show you the baby book. I'm not going to go into too much depth on the baby book just because obviously that's quite private to Kim. I've not really filled much out in there, but it's just kind of organised in the right sort of date order, because there's events and things like that. So there's months, so 1 month old, 2 month old, and then there's events as well, like Halloween, Christmas, Easter, stuff like that. So this is the cover of the baby book flap, and I've just added a piece of lace there for Kim to store things like, I don't know, I had an idea of like envelopes and letters and stuff like that. So this is the folder that I mentioned, and this is where Kim can just literally store all the bits and bobs that she doesn't want in the journal, or chuck them away, whichever is fine. So I did do a little video on making this as well. So this is the hedgehog, which is the other piece that can be used in the front photo frame. And I've also written on the back that this could be used as a template to cut around for a photo as well. Also inside this, I've included some little headings. These are all from the My Porch Prints kit. So these are just cute little things like sitting up there. So say if there's a picture of the baby sitting up, she can stick that underneath the photo. And then there's a bunch more. I think they're very similar, just maybe different sayings there. And then the next one is some smaller ones as well. And these are less... they're slightly different to the other ones. So you've got like sweetheart, tiny toes. So these are just little bits that Kim can just literally stick anywhere in the book as she feels. And then these are just some page tabs. So I just wanted to include these rather than me stick them in. I wanted to make sure that Kim had the option to kind of add some in to specific pages that she might want to kind of flip back to. So if it was a particularly fun memory or just some important information or something like that, she could pop these in place, and then she'd be able to find them easy enough. So what I was saying here is There's quite a significant halfway point on them either side, so if you do stick them on the edge of the page there, they should be visible through the lace. Obviously it won't stick up past the lace because the lace comes out quite far from the page, but it's just kind of a side note for those. And there is a different kind of one here, which are essentially the ones that are on the baby book. And again, they work the same, but these ones just literally fold over the page, so you would glue them on either side of the page for those ones. So that's it for all the bits and bobs in that folder, and it's just a wind around closure on that. So, okay, on to the baby book. So as I say, I'm not going to do a full flip through of this side of the journal. I don't really know why, but I do just feel like this is just a bit more personal, even though I've not like really added any, I mean, I've not filled anything in. But I don't know, I feel weird showing the world. So I'm just going to literally show you the basics. Also, I do apologise about the lighting. There was like a huge storm going on, and I needed to get this filmed so that I could get this in the post. So I had to put the light on. So you can see there that basically I've got like an elastic strap that I've added some beads to, and that's to keep the pages in place, because when you flip the cover open, it's going to kind of drop all the pages, and it's just really to kind of keep it neat and organised and make sure that the pages don't get kind of folded up and stuff like that. So just to briefly show you what's in here, so there's basically a page for each month of the first year of the baby's life, and then following that there'll be events depending on where those are in the year. So like obviously because now we're close to Halloween, it'll be Halloween after the first month. So it's just kind of laid out like that. And then I've also added a page tab onto every single page that's got writing on it, just so it's easier to kind of get to. And then I've left them blank so Kim can fill them in if she wants to. Also, the way that I've attached this signature is with an elastic strap. So I've done it a bit like a traveller's notebook style. So basically, if Kim doesn't want this in the order that I've put it in, she can literally take them all out, reorder them the way that she wants, and then pop them all back in. Now, granted, the page tabs are not going to go in the exact same order as they are in now, but that doesn't really matter because, you know, the page tabs are functional rather than decorative. So that's just kind of like how I wanted to do it. I didn't want to have this as quite a strict signature. I wanted Kim to have as much free reign in the way that she wanted to have this baby book as I could give her with it. So that is basically it for the flip through of this journal. I have really enjoyed making this journal, but because it's not my usual style, I think it's just taken me quite a bit longer than it normally would to make a journal, and that's probably the reason why I've not posted anything really on my channel. But I am also having a bit of a hiatus, I think, with the crafting, so I'm not going to kind of promise any upcoming videos. I will at some point post more, but I think for the time being, I'm just probably going to chill out with it for a little bit, maybe explore some of my other hobbies that are always waiting in the wings. I'm sure you can empathise with that. But okay, so that is literally everything from me on this baby book series. So if you've been watching all the way through, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. And if you've just watched this, please feel free to flick through. I've got a playlist in my channel that's got all the Boho baby book videos for how I've put it together if you want to check those out. But that's literally it from me. So thank you very much for watching. Please hit that like button, and if you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, and then you'll be notified when I do post a video. But that's it. So thank you. Bye.